Anyway,
I
what
feel
have you
you.
been up to?
Work, man.
Work.
Yeah, if
What
I'm
kind
not
of work?
working, filming most of the time. And I just realized if I'm not filming,
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok. So that's been my life for the past few weeks, actually. It's pretty
Okay.
much work, film, TikTok.
What have you been filming?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
What genre,
yeah.
anyway?
It's a crime thriller.
Is it film or a TV show?
I can't say anything again. You're setting me up, man. Even though I just said I wasn't sure I'm allowed to say something like that.
Can I say this? Yeah.
What?
No,
yeah. That's that. But it's pretty exciting. Yeah, and it's coming out very soon. So
It is.
Yeah. So,
Wherever we'll get it, in theaters or on a streaming platform.
Wherever, yes,
wherever.
That's a very good way to cover. Nice one. What have you been doing?
Pretty much the same.
Okay.
Filming.
Can you see what you've been filming?
I do not know. Basically, I'm not sure.
What's the big deal
is,
about that saying?
Well, the thing is, sometimes you need to get clearance from the owners of the material because they might have plans, marketing plans.
That's true. They usually won't have like complete control on everything that's coming out.
Yes.
But I don't think it's still that bad of an idea.
But what I can say is both of them were romantic comedies. I can say.
Yeah, this one has a little bit of romance, a little bit of comedy.
Okay.
But it's majorly a crime thriller.
Okay. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, yes. I had fun making it. So it's cool.
I'm number one to the E to the B to the M.
Hello, everyone listening and watching wherever you are on the planet. Welcome
to Paul
and Baaj
in character, guys.
Yes. Thank you. Welcome back again. And if you're watching for the first time, welcome. If you're listening for the first time, welcome also.
And don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Yes, and tell your friend.
As you can see.
Yes. New digs.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
It's not super new, but kind of new. This is the first time you're seeing us like this. So yeah. We're stepping up.
We are. And we're doing this for your benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you'll keep enjoying whatever content we put out.
We'll go soon the guzzle.
Yes.
What
are we going to talk about today?
Well, since from what you were talking about earlier, I guess it's something that might be a good topic, which is pretty much
how
screenplays
get butchered
or helped.
Yes.
They might not necessarily be butchered.
But butchering may not necessarily be a bad thing.
Yeah, it might not necessarily be a bad thing. So majorly pretty much writing scripts, screenplays, and how they come to become whatever they end up becoming, in short. And if along the way some of them got hacked by people like this.
Possibly. Or some very ambitious filmmakers, it might be for the best, but it also might not be for the best.
But I think the reason why I instinctively went for it being good is because I've had a bunch of like story ideas that when I run across like some specific kind of people, the kind of way they'll look at it, the kind of ideas that they'll come back to me with helps most of the time.
Really quickly.
Opened my mind to different possibilities that even me, I'll be like, how didn't I think of that?
I hear you.
I mean, I'm the one that birthed this idea. I'm the one that has the whole world in my head. Yeah. How is this other person that just learned about it having all these little tidbits? And like, how didn't I not think about that? So that's why I'm more of butchering might not be the worst thing because two heads are better than one.
I get you.
Yeah,
sometimes you can take it apart so when we put it together, it becomes a better version of itself. But before we go too far ahead or get too far ahead of ourselves, for the audience out there, what is a screenplay?
What is a screenplay? I have no idea. Could you help me out?
I could. A screenplay is basically a literary guideline. Basically, it's a piece of material.
I don't know why my mom went to Pirates of the Caribbean, but continue.
Well, it started off as a screenplay.
Yeah.
It's more often than not more descriptive than narrative. It's really not a final version of a prose.
Yes.
Screenplay exists to help filmmakers make what they hope most times will be magic.
Okay. Yeah,
whether it's for film, whether it's for television, whether it's for the internet these days. Even radio dramas. Because that's not a screenplay, but that is...
I get what you mean. I was actually going to go with it being the skeletal system of whether it's a screenplay, whether it's a film, whether it's a short film, whether it's even a radio drama.
Of course.
That's pretty much the quote-unquote bones of it.
Or a screenplay.
For sure, yeah. That's
because
how
if it's a screenplay, it's not for a radio drama.
Yeah, definitely.
It's visual.
Yeah.
You show as much as you can and tell as little as possible. That's what basically you do with that kind of material.
When I'm thinking about the whole screenplay and script thing, I'm thinking back to when I was trying to come up with the script for my film, or when I've been lucky enough to be in that space, or when that thing is coming together. And of course, there's the multiple drafts and everything. Yeah. And you start to wonder, at what point did someone put hand in this soup and the soup got better or the soup got worse?
Yeah.
Was it when, if it's a team of writers, or was it when you as the writer started including some other people's ideas about your script?
Yeah.
Or was it when it got to the EP's table and EP wanted you to add this or change this? Or was it when it got to the actors? Because I tend to have ideas when I read a script. Like, I think it could be better if we did this. I tend to have my ideas. Yeah. You don't have to do it, but I will have my ideas about your script.
Yes.
Is it then, or is it when it gets to the director's hand?
Yeah.
Or is it when they are shooting, go, and you realize, this thing was written to be shot maybe in front of a lovely stream, but we have lost daylight, and the actor is leaving that day. Yeah. So now we're going to shoot it in
under a well.
Inside the bedroom. We can't go outside for Agueros. Yeah. So at one point does the whole, butchering usually happen?
Let's start from the very beginning. Before you can make a film or a piece of content, you probably have a guideline. And in most cases, the guideline is the screenplay.
Yes.
So how do you get there? It begins with an idea. Every story, book, novel, editorial begins with an idea. Same as a screenplay. So you have the idea, you outline it, you work on it, you might share it with friends, you might piece it together. You know, okay, we're writing a feature-length film, for example. It's basically a 3-act film. That's keeping it simple because we can cover screenplays in essence, specifically in another episode. But just to keep it simple, it's a 3-act play or a 3-act script. Opening act, middle, end. Who is doing what and what or who is trying to stop them. So you figure all of that out and then you proceed to write it. And when you write it, much like making a meal, you have your list of ingredients and the order in which you have to add those ingredients to the pot and what you have to do to those ingredients for it to become jollof rice or egusi or fried rice. If you don't follow the instructions properly, you're making something else.
Okay.
And making something else in itself might not be a bad thing, but you're not making what it is you probably hoped you were going to make.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a good script and you started out trying to make an action drama or a comedy, there is a good chance that you end up making something wholly or partially different from what it is you set out to make. Sure. So if you have a decent script, you've done all of that, and you're, okay, now what do I want to do? Do I want to shop it? Am I trying to make it myself? Then you open yourself up and your material up to critique. And that is when rewrites can begin to take effect. So for people listening out there, case in point, a young filmmaker, myself, I started out writing something like What Lies Within. I wrote the first draft. Thankfully, it wasn't a hot mess, but it did have to undergo certain adjustments before we finally filmed it.
The ideas for the adjustments, where did they come from?
The ideas came from my co-producers.
Okay.
Vanessa and Zediego and Topaya Tedela. We looked at it, they liked the entire material, but Vanessa, who was going to direct it, felt, how do we make it more engaging? Is it something we need to infuse in the story? Or is there something we need to take out? Or is it, I think we settled on everything was okay, but the way it was ordered needed to change.
Okay.
Because originally I had told the story
linearly.
Linearly.
Oh.
And for people listening who may not understand, linearly or chronologically means that when you start a story, maybe you're telling a story of someone who is going to work and spending their day in the office and coming home. When you tell it in a linear fashion, you begin the story maybe at the start of the day.
Yeah.
And we follow the journey till the end of the day. And maybe when he gets home or she gets home and the character probably goes to bed. That is when you tell a story in a linear or chronological fashion. But sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes,
those are my favorites, actually.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to start the story either closer to the end and invite the audience to figure out
what's going on.
What happened earlier in the day at different points in the day. And sometimes you want to start the story somewhere in the middle. So those are non-linear story techniques. So now generally, what we find, and not just in Nigeria, worldwide, is people have an idea, they write out the screenplay, and then they shop for a producer or an executive producer who has the means or has the ability to find funding for them to make the project. And then when you do that, these people take it and they probably have a team of people who would analyze it, who would look through it. And this also happens in Nollywood. And is it fit for purpose? Is this what they want to put on their platforms? Do they think they have a market for this type of material? Or do certain things need to
be added or
change?
Removed?
So that is basically where rewrites start happening. That's when you see stuff like, we started with a protagonist who was a certain age. And then they're like, we like the story, but we think the protagonist can be older or younger or a different sex. Or how about we have two protagonists going on a similar journey?
I like seeing that happening like in real time. That's like when you said the whole.
Okay.
I think initially it was supposed to be. It's a rumor. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, share what you can.
And it has to do with a film that I know I love it, but I know you love it. I love it, but you love the film. Everything, everywhere.
All at once. Everything is happening real.
And I don't know how true that rumor was.
What was the rumor?
But it was initially supposed to be Jackie Chan.
Yes. It was.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what happened between when it was Jackie Chan and when they moved to
Michelle
Yeoh.
Yeah.
What happened between that time? I would have loved to have been there and see just how
it happened.
Yeah.
I feel it was similar to what happened with Salt.
What happened with Salt?
Well, basically, when they wrote the screenplay, or when the idea was formulated, it was written as a creative vehicle for Tom Cruise. The original title of the screenplay, the original screenplay is titled Edwin A. Salt.
Oh.
Yes. And then Tom Cruise had other commitments.
Tom Cruise would have killed that.
Yeah, he would have.
That's right up his alley, actually.
Then what happened was he couldn't honor, I wouldn't call it an agreement, but he couldn't make it happen. And they were stuck with a script that had been greenlit. And the producers decided, okay, how about we find someone else to steer this ship? And by steer the ship, I mean in front of the camera.
Yeah, the lead.
And they toyed around with several ideas with Brad Pitt, Will Smith, the usual suspects, so to speak. And for some reason, they weren't all, I think, sold. Like, okay, do we do this? Do we do that? And then someone had the bright idea to say, how about we make it a woman?
Oh, okay, that's fair. Oh, yeah. Well,
okay. I'm sure some EP somewhere was like, in Hollywood was like, I'm listening. And they're like, Angelina Jolie.
Oh.
And they pick up the screenplay, the title cover, and just scratch out Edwin A. And we're stuck with Salt.
Jeez.
So that's what happened there. Basically, I wouldn't call it there clearly was some rewrite because they did a female protagonist instead of a male protagonist.
I just wonder how often that happens, actually.
It happens more often than you would think. Because it happens here. And it's happened to me on basically everything I have written and even directed myself. And it might not be large-scale rewrites.
If we talk about that, what about the ones that happen right there on set?
Yes.
Because I can't count times I'm reading a script and there's been maybe not even an action set piece, but there's been a set piece there. And in my mindless mind, I'm reading like, we're not going to shoot this.
Yeah.
So now I even wondering, what am I even going to rehearse? Because I know we're not going to shoot this.
But now
and then you get on set and you're right. Because not because they don't want to, obviously, but
money. And that's where we get into the territories where scripts get butchered.
Yeah.
Basically. We're in that territory now. So what do you think happens more often than not? Let's talk about Nollywood. We've seen all sorts of screenplays. We've seen them from inception and seen what they became later.
I'm sure you've been in rooms where writers they've voiced out how annoying it is that they've put something down on paper and then they get to set and if it's not the director, it's the scriptee or even the actor changes. And next thing the film comes out and like, that's not what I wrote.
Yeah.
That was not what I wrote. But your name is there. Your name is in the credits. And you cannot start saying that's not what I wrote to every single human being that watches it. So now they're just stewing and being disgusted with
especially
what your
if
name
you
is attached
feel
to.
like the material
better
is
than
worse
shots.
off than it was when you handed it over to them. What I think happens more often than not is this.
I don't know how true it is that's not what you wrote, but I know I've seen that happen quite a number of times. And I've been in productions where right there on set in real time, they're butchering the script.
Yes.
So like there might be some truth there.
The truth is this. You've written a screenplay. You've handed it over to the producer or you're shopping for a producer and they're looking at the material. Things like what I'm about to explain can happen. You have a screenplay that might cost a lot of money to shoot.
Okay.
And what that means is you need to find a financial backer or an EP
that can afford it.
Yes, that can afford it. And sometimes they really like the premise. They like the story idea. They like the characters, but they're wondering if they can shoot something similar or that same story for much, much less. So instead of your opening act where you blow up a helicopter, how about we blow up a Molue?
They'll see how you blow anything up.
Or how about we just
have you run down the street?
Say the helicopter could have blown up, but it didn't. We're all grateful. Glory to whatever it is. So things like that happen. And it might take away from the entire material. Sometimes it could add.
How often does that one happen?
Not very often.
It does. Because even
not very often.
I'm thinking back to when you're even filming. This one, it was because of you wanted to cut down on costs. Yeah. Yes. At least that's this one. Yeah. This one, they've already started filming.
Yeah.
And it's either they've run out of time to shoot that day, or they've run out of time with that actor, or they've run out of time with that equipment, or they've run out of time with that location. They've run out of time.
Yes.
So now they have to be taking scenes out.
Yes.
There's no way. Anytime that happens, I always just automatically
Why did they run out of time though?
Nigeria happens sometimes.
Sometimes it's a thing of we don't have enough money. Because this happens a lot. We don't have enough in the way of resources. It's a typical problem we have in this part of the world. Yeah. And we're still trying our very best to make magic happen. So we hope that we can shoot 12 scenes in this location from 9 to 5 in the evening before they kick us out. Maybe at a bar or something. And because they do have business. And we're not paying them a lot of money for them to close down for 2-3 days. Yeah. So they're giving us 9 hours to shoot.
Before business actually kicks off.
Yes. Yeah. And we start shooting, we're 8 hours in. They're telling us we have 1 more hour to go. We haven't shot 40% of the scenes we're supposed to shoot there for that day. And then everybody begins to panic. But sometimes, even before we get there, I've seen producers rewrite scripts, butcher scripts.
Yeah.
Because they are afraid. Not because they're trying to be artistic or that it's part of the craft.
What are they afraid of?
They're afraid of everything coming undone.
Okay.
Remember when I said a helicopter blows up in the first act of a screenplay? I've seen screenplays where they look at it and they ask themselves, I don't know that we have the means to accomplish everything that has been set out here. I don't know the audience will be very receptive to these characters the way they are currently written.
Okay.
At the end of the day, they're thinking of their bottom line. And if they feel the audience, for example, might not be accepting of a character who has been constructed a certain way, or they are afraid the audience might not find that character relatable, they might go, okay, how about we give this character this background? How about we give this character this? How about we take away that?
Okay. I see what you mean.
And before you know it, what could have been an iconic character in an iconic story becomes a run-of-the-mill generic character in a generic or run-of-the-mill story.
I feel you.
A very good example of what could have been is The Godfather 1.
What part exactly?
Basically, I mean, it's a book that was then adapted into a screenplay.
I never read the book, I won't lie. I never read the book.
And did you? I did.
Oh, wow.
I did, a long time ago. And Michael Corleone, who eventually becomes the Godfather, the third son. The studios wanted another actor other than Al Pacino to play the character.
Did you know the reason why they wanted that? Because it was more popular.
He was more popular at that point, as Robert Redford. But he was also, you could say, he had movie star looks.
Yeah, he did.
Blonde and blue-eyed, tall. everybody loved him. We could see why. But the director fought to keep Pacino as his leading man.
I always like when I hear stuff
studios
like
were against it from jump, and against it even when principal photography started.
So let's recast even.
They were thinking of it. They were pushing for it.
Wow.
Amongst other things.
Has that ever happened to you before?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes, it has. But you have to fight for them as a director. Yeah.
No, not as a director. Actually, okay. I was thinking as an actor. You heard that they were thinking of recasting you for any reason.
Okay, no, that didn't happen that way. What happened, I would say, is I wasn't the original choice.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So that has happened to me, where I wasn't the original choice.
I can relate to that.
And sometimes you kind of know when they call you almost last minute.
Yeah, that's exactly
so you're like,
what happened.
Okay, I'm here, I'm playing the leading character or the supporting lead, but I probably wasn't the like, nah.
But it's never bothered me though.
No, it doesn't bother me.
The reason why that one bothered me was I could tell they still wanted to change.
Who still wanted?
The makers of the film.
Not the director.
The director.
But why did, I'm guessing, I would help me understand, or help people listening at home understand.
Okay, well, I guess from where I was looking at it, the person that gets to decide who gets to be in the film wasn't solely the director's choice. There was a board or maybe a bunch of producers as well that have to give the sign off. Okay, this is who we should. So I think the director wanted one person, the producers wanted more. Okay. So there was that back and forth. Okay. So I think the director couldn't get who the director wanted. So like, since you can't get the person you want, we might as well go with the person that will be.
Yeah.
And director kept trying, like, just give me some more time. Maybe I can still get. Maybe I can still get. So by the time I came on, I knew that was still going on. Okay. So I was like, well, you already called me. Yeah. Like, can we move along? Forward. Yeah. Like, you might as well not have called me. Might as well just keep calling the other person. But now that you finally called me, and because now it works. Now you've set out time for it. Yeah. You're not going back. Because once we get to that, like, my time has been wasted then. Because once that happens, you've already told a bunch of people, I'm not free from this day to this day. Yes. And it's the worst thing when you've set out time for a project and the project doesn't happen. That time almost becomes dead space.
I get you.
Yeah, that kind of feeling. Yeah. So that was the only time it actually bothered me. But the other time, it's always very nice.
I get you.
Even when you come in like last minute, the way I always look at it is, you're the one that got to do the job.
Yes. And you're going to do the best you can with that job.
Yeah.
So and hopefully the audience like it. And hopefully at some point,
they say stuff like, nobody else could have done a better job.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I kind of low-key almost look forward to that statement.
Oh, okay.
When I finish, like, if it's in a show or a film, I always like to hear that you can't imagine anybody else doing that role. Not that nobody else could have done a better role, but I did it so well that your mind has really married me and the role together. You can't just, I can't see anybody else. I always look forward to stuff like that.
That happens sometimes, but what I aim for is honesty at the end of the day. So I hopefully give an honest and earnest
that's
performance.
What leads to that, actually.
Yes.
That's what it is. If you can connect to it on that level, like you believe in it so much, they can feed off of that. Yes. I think that's pretty much what's...
So I just aim to give an honest and earnest performance. And hopefully, at some point, if there are people behind the camera who weren't certain that I could pull it off, they begin to come around. And the final judges are the audience. And if the audience love it and they love your performance or can relate to your performance, that's really all you need.
That's pretty much exactly how it happened. All you need. I was so glad.
Now, the young writer has shopped for a producer. There are changes to be made in the screenplay. Let's just assume that the script was really good.
Okay.
Now you have a producer who wants things a certain way.
That would make it not as good.
Maybe make it not as good.
Okay.
But you want to get your screenplay made. Because at the end of the day, this isn't a novel. A screenplay is not the final form of literary work. It only basically exists to teach you, to make you better, and to get made as a writer. You wanted to get made. That's why you wrote a screenplay. And you're working on the screenplay. You have your producer. The producer wants changes made. So he wants certain characters introduced that don't necessarily add any value creatively to the story.
They probably wants to bring that in so you can bring in some particular actors that it feels
possibly push commercial value,
yeah,
this and that. Yeah. Sometimes it's just a fancy, and I don't. When I say fancy, because of how they view the product.
Yeah, exactly.
They think this would help elevate the story.
They could be right.
They could be, but sometimes they could also be not right. And when that happens, what you then have is something that is not too good, if I may say so. You have a story that I was watching a film not long ago, and a scene in the film stood out like a sore thumb because I couldn't understand for the life of me why certain characters in the story behaved the way they behaved in that sequence.
Okay.
I happen to know the writer.
Okay.
I was pretty sure he didn't write it like this. I really don't want to give away too much, but what happened was certain characters something was revealed in that sequence, and two characters were about to face off and hash it out because of the revelation. And out of nowhere, a third character appears literally out of nowhere. For a moment, I thought one of the main characters was imagining things. Then it hits me that no, they're not imagining things. Someone else just happened to walk into this scene with their own agenda that had absolutely no value to the overarching theme or story. And I'm like, I'm asking myself, why? Why is this happening? Who thought this was okay? I was fortunate enough to run into the writer not long after, and I asked the writer, what happened?
I didn't write it though.
And he or she was like, I didn't write that, but I have bills to pay. So I wrote the screenplay, I handed it over, and they did what they did.
I have been on quite a number of projects where we do a lot of addendums.
Yes. Yeah. Where when you read the original material, it was this way, and you're like, this is going to be really cool.
But usually not the worst idea, actually. Yeah. Like they usually use it to explain away something that they couldn't shoot.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're supposed to shoot in a particular location.
Yeah.
You can't shoot that location anymore. Yeah. You're shooting indoors.
Yeah.
So they add like an addendum scene to bridge that gap. That wouldn't have been there if you had shot it in the right location.
But the thing is this, I say this with all humility and respect and love for what we do. Sometimes that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes when it does happen, because life happens,
there's a smarter way to handle it.
Better, more creative ways to hopefully keep it at the same creative level or even elevate it.
Yeah, true.
Because the truth is this, you take a film like Jaws, Steven Spielberg, they had a disaster happen on day 1 or day 2 on set. The animatronic shark that they brought on set was responding adversely to salt water because they had conducted tests in a swimming pool.
Oh, yeesh.
And he had to keep shooting the film. What does he do? He decides, since I cannot show this shark because the shark isn't working as well as I would like it to work, how about I shoot from the shark's POV?
So that's how that happened.
That's how that happened. So for large parts of the film, we think when watching the film that we are seeing the shark. But we're not seeing the shark. All you're seeing is a camera heading towards people who are shouting and frightened.
And then your brain is just doing
it's filling in the rest.
Yo.
So sometimes there are creative ways.
Because in my head, I saw that shark the entire time.
Yes. Sometimes there are creative ways to not butcher or completely destroy a screenplay.
True.
You just have to be patient, take your time, and find it.
True. That's one.
Yeah,
that's very good.
That's true. So there are a lot of young filmmakers out there who are probably wondering how best they can navigate these really, really...
That's why I kind of like what you said, because I'm sure it has happened to you. It definitely happens to me. Whether it's a one-on-one at an event or in the DMs, when you get DMs or messages from those kind of people talking about different stories they want to make, whether it's a film or a show or a short film, and they are so afraid of going to the wrong person.
Yes.
And like, you don't even know me well enough for me not to have been the wrong person. Let's start from there. That's where I first clearly like, how do you know I wouldn't do exactly what you're afraid of right
I think
now?
what they know is they don't know anyone, but they know you. Yes, or they have some access to you.
Do we really know anyone?
No. Yeah. That's the thing. Since I don't know anyone, what they're thinking is, oh, I have some access to this person.
Oh, so they take that chance.
Yes, so they take a chance.
It's safe. I'm not going to steal anyone's ideas.
Of course it is.
But I'm always worried that it could have easily been someone else.
Of course.
And they'll give you send it, let me give it a look.
Yes.
And then afterwards, they're like, it's not really what I'm looking for. Yeah. And then they just took a few things and then
they make your film, change it, don't give you any credits.
We all know
we're
in Nigeria and there's really nothing you can do.
And it's not just a Nigerian thing. This can happen almost anywhere in the world.
True.
Yeah. If you don't protect yourself, you don't protect your material. So that can actually happen.
Even before you even get to the stage of you're making the thing and it's going to be butchered, before you even get there, your thing might have gone.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, how do you mitigate against that exactly?
I would say one way to do it, thankfully these days we have emails, we have ways to track correspondence.
Okay.
So what you can do is maybe send out an NDA, send out some sort of contractual document stating that, please, you cannot steal or lift, recreate, use any of these characters. If it's in clear black and white, you send it out when you're sending out the screenplay, or send it out maybe just before you send out the screenplay. Get them to sign it. There's a paper trail. And be careful how you send people your screenplays. Maybe do it via email for one. That way you can always go, oh, I sent it to you on August 9th, 1998. You made a film similar in nature on August 20th, 2000.
That was rather quick.
2 years after. I'm just so there's no way you can say it would be hard to argue that this had no inspiration or influence on anything you've done. Do not send people anything they don't ask you to send.
Yeah, don't be too eager.
Don't be too eager. If they haven't said send this material, when you reach out and go, I have some material, I think, don't send it. There's no, I understand we want to get stuff made. We're enthusiastic. We really want to get our foot in the door. But sometimes be patient. Patience is an underrated skill or talent that most people need to have or cultivate. So wait, when they tell you, oh, send it, and this is how you can send it, try to be clear. Is there a paper trail, quote unquote? Is there a way we can track when I sent this? And understand something also, no idea belongs to any one person.
That's another thing.
Yeah. We've seen films like White House Down, Olympus Has Fallen, made in the same year. They're both different films, but they're both talking about the same thing.
Yeah. So there's that one too, because how can you say it was only you that thought of the idea?
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult. It's really difficult because the truth is almost every story has been told. It's now how you tell it. That's basically what it is. So if you're telling me, not too long ago, a young writer reaches out to me and they have, the individual in question says they have a romantic drama and they share an overview. And I look at it and I thought it was interesting. But the truth also is I have seen this type of overview a million times before. Now, that does not mean that their own story won't be unique and beautiful and great. But the overview they shared is something I have seen before.
That almost happened with the first film I was going to make.
Oh, okay. What was it called again?
No, the one I made was Come With Me. But before we decided to make Come With Me, it was something, I can't remember the name.
Okay.
I don't think we had decided on the name, but it was going to circle around a rich patriarch dying and everyone fighting for
the property.
Yeah, and this was going to happen not too long after Chief Daddy.
Did that inform your decision to change it?
It definitely played a part.
Okay.
Yeah, it was completely different story, completely different.
Because you saw Chief Daddy, so you knew it was different.
I was trying to go more in the line of 12 Angry Men.
Okay.
The shooting style. That was really
everything in one location, everything.
Still change the fact that Chief Daddy exists. Yeah, so eventually they're like, do we still want to do it?
Yeah.
It's your first film. Yeah. Do you really want your first film
to be honest, to be fair, and to young filmmakers out there, sometimes because something exists that is similar in nature, it may not mean. If what you are trying to do is unique, and I'm using quote unquote unique, it's beautiful, it hasn't been done quite like the way you are attempting to do it.
You know how Nollywood can be sometimes, though.
Okay, how are we talking about here?
They probably will not see it as a different idea. They'll probably just see it as you're copying what worked.
Well, I'll say this here. The first film I had made, feature film, What Lies Within, touched on themes that had been touched on by other films. But I do feel, and the feedback we got, and I mean, with all the love and everything, it didn't feel...
Yeah.
So I feel sometimes, yes, there's going to be a quote unquote wicked stepmother also in my story, but I'm telling it in a way that hopefully you haven't seen. It's a fresh take. Is she really a wicked stepmother at the end of this story?
True.
Is she just misunderstood at the end of this story?
You just reminded me of someone that did that, and I don't know how I forgot. There are two versions of Madame Coin Coin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miss Kanye and then Madame Coin Coin. And you were in one of the versions.
Yeah, I was actually. And I've heard them being spoken about, and no time was anyone talking about it like one of them copied each other.
Yeah, because I think it was clear that both of them were their own thing.
Individual ideas.
And that material, as we know, is something we all grew up with. If you tell a story about Father Christmas now, or about, let's see, about kidnappers. There are a million. It's part of...
Actually, it's very weird that we don't tell it. Looking at how prevalent it is.
Yeah.
It's shocking it is not being told every single time now. Now that I think about it, actually.
Yeah, I guess you could say we are living in strange times, but these things happen. And it feeds into the type of stories most people choose to tell.
True.
So if for some reason we're thinking, like right now we're thinking, why aren't people writing more stories about these things? I guarantee you in the next few years, we'll see a lot more stories about these things.
True.
And at some point we might go, we've had enough stories about these things and maybe it's time to look for a new topic. And then tackle that one to death.
Speaking of new topic, so we've been talking to serious since.
Yeah.
I thought of this new game.
Okay.
It's not new actually, something everybody knows.
Okay.
But if you can make it more in line with Nollywood or personal experiences, I guess that should work.
Let me hear what the game is about. Then
so it's two truths and a lie.
I know this game. I think I know what this game is. Yes.
Are you ready?
Two truths and a lie. Are there any rules? What
are the rules?
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot, then we'll make the rules.
We'll make it up as we go. Okay.
As usual.
Okay, that makes sense. How do we start?
Let's start with you.
Okay.
You want me to start?
Let's start with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 scenarios.
Yeah.
2 of them are
statements.
True. 3 statements.
3 statements.
2 of them are true.
And one is a lie. And what am I supposed to do with
that? Guess the ones that are the truth and guess the one that's a lie.
Pick up 2 truths and 1 lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can try. Yes.
1, I can swim.
Yeah.
2, I can do a backflip. 3, I can ice skate.
I have seen you swim, Baaj.
That was easy.
I literally was watching you from my hotel room.
Oh, yeah, at some point. Completely forgot.
So that is true. You can swim.
Yeah, damn.
We live in Nigeria. I don't know that it snows in any part of this country. I know hail once in a while falls in Jos, but I don't think you grew up in Jos. So for what I know, you grew up in Surulere.
Okay.
So I would say you cannot skate.
So I can do a backflip.
Something tells me in your heydays, you might have been able to do a backflip.
I've been very impressed with people that can do backflips since I was a kid till now.
So
blows my mind.
Okay.
Because I can't do a backflip, bro.
You can skate?
Yeah.
When did you learn to skate?
Okay, I spent a few holidays abroad.
Okay.
And my brother's friend.
Yeah,
she was like, what do I enjoy doing? I was like, in Nigeria, I used to have rollerblades.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so that means you can skate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's the same thing. I know I can use rollerblades, but if it's practically the same thing. So she took me to an ice rink. And in like 2 seconds, I got the hang of it. I was just flying around the whole place.
Okay, so I got 1.
Yeah, you tried. That one was even cheating.
But that's really interesting. Really interesting.
But now I've not done it in so long. I'm afraid if I try it now,
you'll follow your ass.
I'll be revealed. But then I was actually pretty good at it. I was doing the whole thing backwards and everything.
Oh my goodness. I would not have guessed that.
Yeah, that's what I put there.
I would not have guessed that.
Give me your own.
Okay, my own. Give me a moment. The first one is, I worked for a sports media outlet.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is I once recorded 2 TV ads for 2 rival telecom brands in under a month.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is I started thinking of being an actor after I did my first radio drama with Norbert Young and Carole King.
God, I had you, but that last one is maybe a curveball. Because you put enough explanation in it to make it sound like it's the truth. But maybe you put enough explanation in it to make me think it's the truth. Reverse psychology. It's 2025. This is not 2010. I know what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
The first one is true because I already know down for a fact that you did actually have a job at, so that
Okay,
is true.
that is true.
What's the second one again?
I can't remember.
He's the second one.
The second one was, yes. The second one was that I once recorded 2 TV ads for 2 rival telecoms.
Do you know what? Hey, I remember hearing that one, and I wanted to say it's probably true. That I thought about it like he's talking about his own, not your own.
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but I'm just saying now, Paul wants to do it.
Yeah.
Paul wants to do it.
Yeah.
So
okay,
it might be that second one when you give your description and everything. Because I've noticed. Okay, you've noticed. I think something everybody knows.
Okay.
Most times when you're saying the truth about something,
yes,
you seem to go into detail that wasn't really, but you just naturally just
go
keep
into
giving
it.
details. Yeah. But when it's a lie, you're brushing over a lot.
Do
of
you
things.
think the people at home and the people listening will be able to tell?
Okay.
Let's try.
You know what?
Okay. So you give 2 truths and a lie, and I will do the same, and we will invite the people at home and people listening, watching, to tell us which they think is a lie and what they think might be true.
You want to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
Let me.
The first one. I've never done a nude scene.
You have never done a nude scene.
Second one. I've never fought on set.
You have never. When you say fought on set, do you mean in front of the camera?
No. I mean like have an altercation on set where we had to exchange blows and words and headbutt each other.
I get you.
The third one. I sang in the choir. I don't think you can get that right.
Okay.
You're not supposed to say it too. Don't tell them.
No, of course not. This is for the audience at home again. So I will also state my own. The first one is I once played a football coach in an international drama TV series. The second one is I once played a boxing coach in an international TV drama series. The third one is I once, this is personal, I once, let me look at my notes again to see whether I am confusing the audience or not. Okay.
I think I already figured it out, actually.
Okay. The third one is I once took part in a radio drama where I played 5 different characters.
I've probably figured it out, but since I can't say it now, I can't know the answer. I'm telling you, I can't know the answer.
Please let us know in the comment sections, wherever it is you're watching and listening from. Please, we would appreciate it if you could chime in, tell us where you think we're telling the truth and what you think we're lying about.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, what are you going to be doing this weekend?
I think I'm just going to return to where I came from. Because we're almost done filming.
Okay.
Yeah, thank goodness. Not like I didn't love the shoot, but finally get to just enjoy the holidays. You know, just relax.
True.
So we're almost done filming.
Yeah.
And then I'll just return to just relaxing and taking in air and touching grass.
Yeah.
And then, that's pretty much what I'm going to do for the rest.
Are you a homebody?
I think I am.
Okay.
It's confusing. I noticed I'm not a homebody once I'm not at home.
I get you. But when you are...
When I'm at home, I'm home. Yeah, because I've noticed...
I'd rather be here than anywhere else.
If we're filming somewhere else or if I'm on set or if I'm anywhere else, I'm quick to... I want to just... I need to go somewhere. I need to see. I need to experience. But once I'm at home...
You're like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't.
So I don't know if it's a yes or no.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to go see stage play.
What's up now?
And the Lagos Theatre Festival is happening this weekend. I'm going to go see a couple of plays and hopefully support some of our colleagues and friends in the industry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go do that. Then I'm probably going to go catch a movie at the cinemas.
I'm seeing how I can maneuver this thing.
So you probably could.
Because, you know how I feel about plays now.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. I'm going to try and find a way to work it, man.
One or two people we know are either directing or in some of these plays.
I'll beg them. No, for real. I'm just going to have to beg them.
That's
I definitely want to be a part of
I think it's going to be fun.
I know it's going to be fun. What?
Yep. Hopefully the weather, it doesn't get too hot or it doesn't rain too much and we're all able to have a good time.
Yeah, but before we go, let's give them a quick rundown of today's episode.
Yes. And also, if we have any words of advice or encouragement for young filmmakers out there, let's start with the rundown.
Yes. Today was about scripts, screenplays, how they are butchered in a good and a bad way, and how you can protect yourself from them being taken, butchered, or you being taken advantage of. If you're a young filmmaker, young storyteller, even if you're a young producer looking to get into the business, you get to have not enough, but you get to have a lot of information here on how to navigate those waters.
Yes, that's true.
And in terms of what's rundown of advice.
I should. Okay. Thing is this, if you're a young screenwriter out there, do the work. Sometimes we have people who want to sit back and talk about something, an idea they have. And they spend 5-6 hours talking about a short screenplay that they could have written in 10 minutes. Granted, your first pass at it or your first draft may not be perfect, but it is a first draft that will lead into a second draft that might be fine enough for you to shoot or to find someone who is interested in getting it made.
True.
But if you don't take those steps to put yourself out there, do not be afraid to fail, because that's what holds a lot of us back as people. Don't be afraid to fail. Put out the work. Let people critique it. Let people tell you it's not good. Let people tell you it's the best thing they've ever seen. You will learn from it and you will be better for it. So don't be afraid to do the work. To start where you are, write whatever comes to your mind and see if you can get it made. That's the only way you can move forward, and that we as an industry can move forward.
There's something you said that sort of keyed something else I heard in my mind. Was it this morning? It was Brian McKnight, and it was talking about just writing music and writing songs, and it was about, does he always feel like the songs he's about to write is going to be great? And it was like when he was young, he never thought about it like that. He thought about it as, this song gets me to my next song.
Yes.
And writing that next song
gets me to the next song.
And when you talked about, the fear is there and everything, but put the pen down and do the work. Start writing. It would be a very cool way to look at it if this draft gets you to your next draft. And
which gets you to your next draft.
You're going to get to that draft. You know.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get to that draft if you don't write the draft before.
Yeah.
Or the draft before. Yeah. So
Christopher Nolan didn't start by writing Inception.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It started with Memento.
He's very good at
and moved on to Insomnia.
A friend told me he wrote Inception for 10 years.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. That's basically what it is.
You can see it in the film though.
Yes.
But you're like, if you do that, you don't want to hear you wrote something for 10 years and then you see like you spent 10 years on this.
No.
You're like, I see the parts that
Memento,
took 9 years.
Insomnia, The Prestige, and then somewhere along the line we got Inception.
So imagine
and
the amount of
Interstellar.
drafts that would have had to happen in those 10 years.
Yes.
But you wouldn't have gotten to the draft, the shots Inception with if you never started. So
True.
Good one.
Yeah.
Very good one.
True.
Yeah. Remember, like, share,
and
subscribe. And thanks for coming on the show, guys. I had a good time.
I did. Tell your friends to tell a friend that Paul and Baaj have a podcast. Yes.
All right, bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, man. You guys got to the end.
Please like, subscribe, and share. And remember to turn on your notifications.
Yes, so you don't miss our next videos because it's going to be dope. Save, guys.